Do you just want us kind of discuss the pictures you flash up
Yeah,
there?
I'll flash some pictures, and you can kind of describe that. We're just gonna, you can say, I mean, you don't have to go word for word, but you could say something like, our amazing media guy Ryan, or our fantastic media guy Ryan, whatever synonym you want to throw in there. You know, I mean, I wrote a script. If you want all the words to describe me, just say, yeah, we're looking at some pictures, and then, like I said, I will take these exact pictures and put them on the video. So,
Okay.
you know, like to.
Okay.
So, you know, magic of camera.
Our amazing videographer, Ryan, has pulled up some pictures, and we're going to discuss and reminisce of what these pictures mean to us. Well, that's a good one.
That was a good feeling there. People asked me back then how confident I felt in the final, and I kept saying, well, I was watching John's whip going around the last turn, and it wasn't moving off his shoulder. And I was feeling real confident just because of that fact alone.
Yeah, tell you the blue was really a green horse at that time, and he was much better off cover, but I really thought he had a good shot to win, and if I could keep him out of trouble, and I ended up going back to the front with him, and he felt pretty good there, but he got a little green finishing and didn't pay as much attention, but by that point, just had to nurse him through the wire, and it was over.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable feeling to have our family, all your family, mom and dad were there. Duke and I, we'd only been married for a year and a half. All Lisa and Michelle and Brittany were there, and just to have everybody there, it was. There was one man, I think, that enjoyed it more than me and you.
Yeah, I think so, and Calvin Harrison and my dad were always good buddies, and Calvin congratulated me, and I said, great day for Jim. He said, yeah, good day for Jim, great day for Jack. And our dad was pretty proud of us that day, there's no question.
Well, Calvin jogged by me this morning, as a matter of fact. He said, I was happy for you, bud. He said, but there's a man who would have really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And he was referring to Dad.
Yeah, he was watching, that's for sure. Wow, that's why we're in it. Get your hands on that trophy.
That one speaks for itself. You know, that's to stand there and hold that trophy up, and especially, you know, that's at the old grandstand at the Meadowlands when there was probably 30,000 people there that day or more. And for me, it's like starting off at the Meadowlands, anything in that front paddock with all the people around, like that was exciting.
It was. There was just a buzz, even on a Tuesday night when you're racing there, overnights. There was a buzz with that front paddock because, you know, some people happy, some people not, but they were vocal.
Yeah, and it's, you know, just to be there in that front paddock, and especially holding up the Hambletonian trophy, that was something that it just doesn't get any better than that in racing. That looks like Galleria in the Breeders' Crown at Colonial Downs, and
Yeah, your first Breeders' Crown.
thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, see, you're right on top of your job here.
Yeah. Amazing.
Amazing, Ryan.
Right.
You know, she was. Well, actually, you were racing against her. You had Armbro Romance that year.
Yeah, my memories of that race just aren't quite as good as Jim's.
But it was, I think you might have been the favorite going into it with Armbro Romance. But Galleria, she was game, and you know, it was so exciting watching her get to the finish line first. And I didn't realize that was my first Breeders' Crown, but it was it was a very exciting night. That's Broadway Hall.
Yep.
Oh, Broadway Hall Breeders' Crown at Woodbine.
Woodbine.
Yeah, he was getting tired towards the end of the year there. He wasn't as good as he had been earlier in the year, but he was just so game. I had so much admiration for how hard he tried for a talented horse. He just put his head down and did his work and almost refused to lose that 2-year-old season.
He that was a really special night because we had a horse called Laverno who was second, so finishing 1-2 in the Breeders' Crown for 2-year-old trotting colts was very special. night for us. And like John said, Broadway Hall, he was a special horse. It's just too bad he couldn't come back at 3. But he went on to prove to be a good sire, and he was one of those horses that you put him out on the track, he'd give you everything that he had.
All of the Breeders' Crowns you guys have won, that's the only one you guys won together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. All the ones you won. It's the only one you won together.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Mm.
That's Broadway Donna, I believe.
Broadway Schooner.
Oh,
The
that's
Oaks.
Broadway Schooner? Okay. Well, I was close. Right family, just generation too early. Well, the caretaker there, Walter Teat, he took care of Pine Schooner, and he took care of Fashion Schooner, and then he took care of Broadway Donna. So he took care of 3 generations. And I don't know if that's somebody else has ever done that on, three different generations like that, but Walter did. Walter was an exceptional caretaker who, these fillies were fussy and not the easiest to get along with, and Walter had the patience of Job to get along with them, and just did such a terrific job with them.
Maybe one of the most exciting Oaks finishes ever.
When they went under the wire, Jules and Arlene were standing with me. We were watching it on the TV in the front paddock, and I said, I think she was second. And I didn't think that she won the race. I was shocked when they did flash her number up, and I wasn't the only one, because they interviewed Jack Moseyev. It was on CBS, and they interviewed Jack, the girl on the parade pony, had the microphone, asked Jack how did it feel to win his first Hamiltonian Oaks.
Whoops.
Crystal Fashion. That was an exciting night to win the maturity like that. It was a big purse, $400,000 purse, and he was really on top of his game that night, and he was a special horse. He goes down as one of my favorite horses that I ever trained, because he was the type of horse, he couldn't care less training him. Like, you always had to have somebody to train with him, otherwise he wouldn't go. And Timmy actually did a really good job. I think I had talked to you a few times when Crystal was 2 and 3-year-old. Like, if you put him on the front end too soon in a race, he would lose, because he just would lose interest. And Timmy did a really good job, keeping them covered up and getting them to the wire first on a lot of big races where he couldn't drive them like a normal horse.
One thing I'm noticing, Jim doesn't like to go to the winner's circle after he wins these big races, because he's warming up horses.
I've got a lot to say about this picture. That I'm warming up Millie's Possession, who was in the Del Miller later on in the night, and Anne, who takes care of Fashion Schooner, took care of both Crystal Fashion and Millie's Possession. So it was the van took off from the paddock before Anne and Jeremy Morrison's on Timmy's bike. He's my assistant at the time. Before they even got a chance to get on. And so the most important thing for me, especially for the caretakers and any of my workers, is if they have a horse win a big race, they got to be in the winner's circle, because that's what they work so hard all week for. So I told Anne, I said, jump on the side. She said, we'll get in trouble. I said, I don't care. I said, the van shouldn't have left without taking the caretaker and people that are associated with the horse. So then Timmy told Jeremy, jump on the side of my bike. So later in the night, I get the page to the paddock judge's office. Pete Koch was presiding judge, and so he starts yelling at me for doing that. And I said, well, the bus shouldn't have left without taking the people that were associated with the horse. And he went on and he said, you're getting fined for this. I said, you could do whatever you want to do. I said, I'd do it all over again. I said, it's not fair for the caretaker not to be there with her horse. And so the ironic part was Pete's telling me how I shouldn't have done that, and so Millie's Possession won. It was a later race, the Del Miller, and Dexter was driving her. The bus left Ann and Jeremy and I stranded in the winner's circle, and Dexter's heading back. There's nobody else there to grab Millie's Possession, and the next race is coming on the track, and Dexter's in the race, and we're stranded in the winner's circle.
And yeah, this is the winner's circle without Jim because he's warming up Millie's Possession.
Yes, believe me, I love being in the winner's circle, especially in big races or any race. To be in the winner's circle, that's a special spot. There's nothing like walking to a winner's circle, but when you miss them because you got another good horse to warm up, then you can't complain.
Well, and this would have been maybe John's first chance as president of Hambletonian Society to give out one of the fancy trophies to his little brother, and he couldn't do it because you're out on the track with Millie's Possession.
I think that was the second year. It was 2018, I believe that he was 4, and
19.
2019 even. So I've been on the job for a couple of years, I guess. But both Paul and I were pretty excited to be in the winner's circle. Obviously, Jim didn't make it, but as Jim said, winner's circle is a good place to be. There's no sadness in the winner's circle.
No.